Coach Nadine here, and I'm so glad you're watching this. I'm about to walk you through a 16-minute glute workout from home. All you need is a booty band and a stack of pillows or a workout bench or any other surface that you can do hip thrusts off of. You can even use a couch, okay? So this is a workout you can do literally anywhere, and you don't really need that much. Bonus if you have a mat as well, but you don't need one. So let's get into it. Grab your booty band if you have it, your mat, get set up, and make sure you have your water, electrolytes, collagen, whatever you're drinking in there, and I will see you in the workout. All right, so we are gonna start with a warm up. So you're gonna start with glute bridges. So get down into glute bridge position, put your heels pretty close to your glutes, about hip width apart, and drive through your heels in the middle of your foot. Keep your core stable and drive your hips towards the ceiling. Squeeze your glutes at the top. This is going to warm up your glutes for the exercises to come so that you can get the best results. Now we're gonna do 12 of them, so keep going. All right, so now we're gonna go into glute march. So stay in that elevated glute bridge position. Keep your hips stabilized. That's why you see my hands touching my hip bones to make sure they are staying in the same position. And then you're driving your knee up. Think about trying to touch your nose with your knee. You won't make it that far because no one is that flexible, or at least I hope you're not, but you basically want to drive your knee upwards, keeping your glutes high. Now we're gonna go into clamshells. So go onto your side and bend your knees, and you're going to open your legs at your knee, squeezing the top of your glutes. This is called your glute medius. It controls a lot of important functions, and it needs to get activated before you do a proper glute workout. So we're gonna do 10 per side. Switch sides. Make sure your hips are shifted forward, so you don't want them to be shifted backwards. You want your hips to be nice and level here. Try to point your toe up towards the ceiling as well, your top toe. All right, so we are gonna do another round of that warm up. This time we're gonna do 15 glute bridges, and you're going to give your best effort here. So driving through those heels and your midfoot, squeezing the glutes at the top, making sure you're doing proper form. Brace your core and don't forget to breathe. So going off of the clamshells and into side leg raises. These are still parts of the warm-up, and we are still working with the glute medius here. You're going to be on your side, and you're going to elevate here, driving your foot up in a straight leg position, right towards the ceiling. 10 per leg. With our warm-up, we are moving into some mobility. We are going to be doing squat to reaches. So you're going to hinge forward and touch your toes, sit back and squat deep. Keep your elbows inside your knees. Keep a flat back, raise your arms, and press through your heels and stand up. So you're going to do this 10 times. This is great for opening up your hips. And be sure to sit back and go as deep as you can into the squat to maximize the stretch and focus on opening up the hips. We're going to start the workout. We're going to start with goblet squats. So what you're going to do is stand with your feet slightly wider than hip distance apart with your toes slightly angled outwards. holding a kettlebell or a dumbbell or a weight in both hands at your chest. You want to bend your elbows so the goblet is positioned right at the center of your chest. Now you're going to engage your core, look straight ahead, and you want to keep your back neutrally aligned with your eyes facing straight ahead throughout the squat. Press your hips back and begin bending your knees to perform the squat. Inhale as you perform the downward phase. Keep the kettlebell close to your body during the movement and focus on keeping your chest tall as you continue pressing your hips back and lowering them down. The goal is to get your hips below parallel with your knees. Make sure your weight remains evenly distributed across your feet or slightly more weighted towards your heels. You shouldn't come up on your toes as you squat. Now, to make this exercise more advanced, if you don't have a heavy weight at home, you can slow it down. So here in this video, you can see that I'm going very slow on the way down and slow on the way up. Alright, so now we're going to move on to Romanian deadlift. So to start this move, you're going to stand with your weights, your dumbbells, in your hands as opposed to on the floor. Now you're going to slowly lower the weight with a slight bend in your knees, bending at the hips and keeping your back straight. Lower until you feel a slight stretch in your hamstrings, which is usually when the weight has passed your knees. Then drive your hips forwards and use your hamstrings to power it back up to standing. On to stationary lunges with body weight or with free weights. It's your choice. So what you're going to do is get into a lunge position and lean slightly forward. This activates your glutes a little bit more and drive up through your heels. Squeeze your glutes as you come up and lower yourself back down. Now we're going to go for some reps here, so stay with me and then we will do the other side. And we're going to be doing some hip thrusts. If you don't have a bench at home like me or any sort of surface, an ottoman usually works pretty great for this, but I don't have that either. You can stack some pillows and belt them together with a belt or a fanny pack, and this works like a charm. So lying back on your self-made bench, you're going to slowly drop your hips. Notice that I'm tucking my chin and I'm lowering myself from about the top of my belly and down. I have my hand right there. So lowering my hips and squeezing them at the top. I'm also pressing my knees out against the band to create extra resistance. And I'm going intentionally slow here so that I can activate as much muscle as possible. What would a glute workout be without glute kickbacks? So you're going to go on your knees and your elbows, and you're going to drive your heel up towards the ceiling. This time up on your hands, still driving that heel towards the ceiling, squeezing your glute muscles at the top and feeling the burn. full workout circuit one more time and follow along here. I won't be doing a voiceover for the rest of these workouts, but enjoy and turn on your own music if you like, or listen to mine. I'm back with another voiceover. So, lastly, we are going to do a banded workout. So this is going to help you get the most out of your glute workout. I love doing these after a glute workout. So you're gonna grab a band, put it just above your knees, and we're going to do some abduction pulses. So you're gonna open your knees for 20. You're gonna count to 20 and pick a heavier band for this to increase your resistance. You're going to feel like your glutes are on fire, and then without dropping your hips, you're gonna go into hip thrusts while keeping pressure and tension in the band. So you're gonna go for as many as you can here, and enjoy. Your glutes should be on fire at this point. And don't forget to stretch. So this is one of my favorite glute stretches. You're gonna lie on your back, bending your knees, and position your left leg over your right knee, pulling on your right leg and pushing on your left knee. This is a great stretch for your glute medius and just all of your glutes in general. Followed up with a downward dog. I love this for stretching out hamstrings, and also it's a fantastic exercise for your shoulders, FYI. So you're going to lift up your heels and put them back down. This is going to stretch out your hamstrings. Going into child's pose, staying here as long as you want. And don't forget to refuel after your workout. That was a good one, so make sure that you're nourishing your body after that and having something yummy and low glycemic like our Nutri-Meal shakes.